Hi YouTube, it's me, Elise. I have not live streamed or really posted anything anywhere anymore due to schoolwork, somehow developing actual life with friends and relationships, and basically the real teenage experience. I am currently home right now sick because I had to yesterday walk 10 minutes to my bus stop in the pouring rain with nothing but a hoodie. I mean, I had 3 hoodies, but I wasn't really wearing much else. So that's why I'm sick. So if I sound kind of off, that's why. But I decided since I am sick and I don't have the ability to actually do my homework right now, since the person that's supposed to be sending me my homework hasn't sent it to me yet, I thought I might as well just live stream on YouTube and try to finish something since I have not done anything anywhere. In the background of the video, since I won't be talking that much, in the background I will have stories from some of my favorite horror YouTubers playing. So that's a thing. And hi, Scarlett. If I sound really weird, I'm pretty sure I said, if I sound weird, that's why.
Sometimes getting louder, sometimes quietening down. In the morning, our water wasn't working. My dad went to investigate, and apparently the pump parent cabling had been messed with. It was an easy fix, but strange nonetheless. 6. This one is probably the most unsettling one that I can remember. I'd wake up earlier than everyone else most mornings, because I was pretty hyped to go out and catch toads and frogs and whatever else I could find. I even set a trap for a chipmunk one time, and successfully caught it. I remember one morning, I had woken up just before sunrise and was still in bed. In the window adjacent to my bed, though, I saw something that usually wasn't there. It was half a fucking face poking around the edge of the window and staring into our cabin. It was a sickly pale kind of orange
Hi.
color with giant black holes where the
It's
eyes
nice
were
to meet
supposed
you.
to be. This thing was definitely not human. I obviously flipped my shit.
I really hope the
and
quality
hid
isn't
under the
like
covers until
freaking
everyone else woke
horrible.
up. When they all woke up and everyone started moving,
I probably sound like
there was
shit.
no sign of anything there. I've always thought of this particular experience as something that I just imagined after just waking up. I mean, it had to be, right? About a month ago, though, I met up with my dad while visiting my home city, and we got to talking about this trip a bit again. He mentioned that there were quite a few times when he felt uneasy on this trip. For example, my dad usually goes jogging early in the morning for exercise, and it's a habit he still keeps up to this day. He decided to abstain a couple of mornings at the cabin, though, because there was something which he just couldn't
Can't
face
disagree
that was
with
creeping
that.
him the hell out. I only connected this with the window incident after our conversation.
But like, I mean, I already always sound like
It
crap.
really made me
Now
think
that I'm
about
sick,
this
I probably
entire
sound
trip,
even worse.
and is the one reason why I decided to share this. I can't undeniably prove any of what happened, but for what it's worth, I don't tell these stories regularly, or at all, in fact. G'day mates, it's B-Buster here. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Thanks again to the Hive members that bravely shared their stories for us all here, and I hope you guys are all doing really well. For the chance to have your story feature in a video, you can send your story to my email, which is in the description below.
I'm changing the video that's playing. being a butt. I have too. I've been sick since last Sunday. But since I had to walk in the pouring rain yesterday for 10 minutes to get to my bus stop, like, it was raining so bad, like, the streets were, like, sidewalk was basically flooded. It was just so bad. And I love the rain so much, so I didn't mind. I don't mind the rain. I love the rain. But it was so bad to the point where I was actually kind of irritated because my feet were soaking wet because I have older shoes that are like 1-2 years old because I haven't had money to buy new ones yet. So this only helped since I was sick, and I got even more sick because my feet got soaked and it was freaking cold as heck yesterday.
This experience happened on my second visit. I went with 2 of my cousins and a friend of my cousins.
Yeah.
A couple of things happened on this visit, and this was the most intense. We had just walked a mother and a daughter back to the exit and used the facilities while we were there. And 3 of my 2 cousins and I decided to head back up to the 4th floor. The first floor, at this time, was decorated for the annual haunted house with paint on the walls and props stored in many of the rooms. Because of this, we didn't want to hang on the first floor too long, thinking that nothing much would happen. As we were approaching the stairs,
You guys get homework every week. I get homework like just about every day. Which is why I'm usually not active on social media anymore.
We're outside the city of Louisville. There was a full moon.
Because I always have homework to do whenever I get home.
Coming into the building. There's also lights outside and exit signs within.
Well, for me, I have homework. If you don't finish it in class, you have to do it at home. And if you don't turn in the next day, then your grade goes down like a freaking lot. Like, it's really freaking annoying. Like, I'll get like a 17 out of 20 on a quiz, which is a good grade. It's like a B or a B plus. My grade will go down from an A to a B. And I'm like, really? You just went down like 2 to 4 grades. Even though I passed the quiz. I don't know. The American school system actually sucks a lot. I don't know about the UK system. I mean, I heard that your guys' grading systems are a lot higher. Like, if you get from like 100% to like a 86%, that's an A. And I heard that's because you guys have harder classes. But I'm pretty sure you guys don't have to pay for college, though. Or for, your primary school. Like, we have to pay for college, but we get free education from kindergarten to your last years of high school. But me and my boyfriend are talking about doing a 5th year of high school to get our college degree. So it's basically high school, except you go to a campus, which I think is Michigan State University, and you'll take classes there. Okay. Depending on how broke you are, you don't have to pay for lunch. Like, I know just about half my school doesn't have to pay for lunch, but then half does. And the half that doesn't are the ones that don't make enough income to have to pay. Like, with me and my family, we make, I want to say, a little lower than average right now because they lost their jobs back in January. Or no, back in June. But I mean, I've always kind of got free lunch. Because if you sign up for it, then you get it. But that's because our president's all like, yeah, we gotta make sure they get a healthy amount of good vitamins and stuff. Because you know America. We thick. We're gonna all die really fast. Which is kind of morbid when I think about it, but still. I'm just saying the truth.
Within a few minutes, we found ourselves unable to see ahead or behind us. I distinctly remember bringing my hand up and being unable to see it. We groped around and managed to grab each other, silently deciding to just stay still. turned around and there was a tour guide.
Oh, I wanted you to tell me, and now you can't.
We explained that we stopped because we couldn't see our way forward, and the guide looked at us a little incredulously. This is when we began to notice that not only had we passed a bright exit sign, but also numerous rooms, including a rather large meeting-type area. The large area clearly had lights outside of it. The light from the city was flooding in as well. All in all,
I low-key just felt something on my ponytail, and I'm kind of freaking out. I'm too scared to touch my head.
it was a little weird, but headed to the
I
stairs
felt
to go up
something
to the
touch my
higher
head.
floors. We wound up running into a larger part of the
That's freaking weird. I felt something kind of like sit on my head. Oh. It's a pencil. I think it fell from the top of my... Oh my god, I'm stupid. Okay, false alarm. It was a pencil.
group that had decided to stay together, and a younger guide. And the guide was in the middle of going over the types of shadow entities one might encounter at Waverley. The last one he mentioned was described as a giant black shadow that settled over the hallway, shrouding it in a deep blackness. We were all advised to go the other way if we saw it, apparently. This entity is what they called Big Black. My cousins and I nervously laughed out loud together, which irritated the tour guide. He accused us of thinking it was all fake. We assured him that we didn't think so at all because we had just seen Big Black. I was stood next to the hole in the fence that would be my only entrance into and exit from the compound, frozen solid like prey, staring up at me.
What? Okay. I'll be back. My mom wants me to go help with groceries. Oh god, it's too cold to be outside. Okay.
Predator, as if I was trying to calculate its next move. Surprisingly, the fact that I could even see it, as it was quite dark. The sparse light pollution provided very limited visibility as a background for the dark looming buildings, and there was a light dusting of mist rushing in from the sea, making things seem a bit out of focus. My breathing was hurried as I contemplated what I was about to do. I only had half an idea of what kind of danger I might be putting myself into, but I felt like I needed to put to bed some questions I had and get some answers for the strange events that had occurred since that fateful night. I needed to put my emotions to bed in that moment, for sure. I focused on my breathing, setting forth on my mission and proceeding to enter through the fence and make my way to the CRT room. While doing this,
I thought he had a mole on his face.
And I was listening out for every single noise that was not part of the ambient environment, and made quite difficult due to the soft lashing of the waves from the sea. When I got to the door of the CRT room, I did a quick survey of the area, and then flicked on my torch to find that there was no padlock or any device to restrict entry. I had no trouble opening the door, which suggested to me that somebody was expecting me. That thought made me very alert and uncomfortable. The room was not very big, but its content was very striking to say the least. All around the room, there were not old CRT monitors, but instead odd symbols written all over the walls. I guess these are what they call symbols of the occult, I thought to myself. At the back of the room, there was what looked like a desk with various bits of paper and documents strewn all across it. I shuffled over to browse through the material when my suspicions about my presence being expected, they were confirmed to me as I checked the scrap of paper that was on top of all the mess. It read, "Tonight is the night. See." I didn't think I could be any more scared in this situation, but now I was terrified. This feeling was new to me too. It was like an immense fear, the feeling of helplessness, the feeling of dread. My inner child was crying out with the most subconscious state of human fear now awakened. I pictured it as a child lost in the darkness, sat crying for its mother while the monsters in the darkness surrounded it. The mother having abandoned the child long ago. But I tried to push on. I moved the note aside and uncovered a news report from the local paper from around 40 years ago. It had a picture of the base under a headline of body parts found scattered at HMS. I couldn't help but think, what the hell? In summary, the article reported how there were parts of the same body found scattered around the base, in different buildings, although a head was never found. You'd think I'd be creeped out by the head not being recovered, but no. The thing that creeped me out was the name of the individual to which the body was identified via DNA sampling. Richard. The name sent a shiver throttling through my spine. This had to be the Richard to which the Ouija board was referring to. There was definitely more to the story of this death. But what relevance does this have to do with what's happening to A, B, and I? Maybe reading on would give me another answer. I shifted the news report aside to be greeted with what looked like a collage of smaller headlines, with one big headline in the middle. The smaller headlines reported about a different suicide each time, all within the base, and the big headline reported about the base closing down due to an increase in the number of suicides, as well as the increasing number of staff who were being diagnosed with manic depression. It was intriguing that 60% of the suicides reported were of the general members of the public who would break onto the property, and 40% were staff based at the site who would often access restricted areas before committing the act. Why did all of these people commit suicide in the same place? What drew them here? Of all places you could spend your last minutes, why here? At the time, I remember holding this collage, being absolutely stunned by the sheer amount of suicides that had occurred. But I felt like my brain was processing something subconsciously. All the events had been related to Richard. I checked the dates of the articles, and as predicted, they all occurred after Richard's body was found in pieces. which had 5 crosses marked on it, obviously meaning that I had to work out that that's where the body parts were found. One cross was in the L-shaped building, one was in the gate operator's building, one was in the sea-facing big building, and one was in the big building where we heard the loud bangs, and the last cross was placed in the middle, the equidistant of the other crosses. Holy shit, dude, I thought, suddenly realizing a pattern. Join all the parts and draw a circle around them, and you have a pentagram. This evidence definitely confirmed to me that Richard was involved in, or was the victim of, some sort of ritual. My imagination started running wild and came to a conclusion that whatever ritual that was performed had covered an area big enough to cover the whole compound. I thought back to the night of our urban exploration and how we all jointly felt the fear and negativity that seemed to seep out of the base, and how the atmospheric conditions seemed to play against us. I thought about how everything is a bit crazy and how my friends and I had stumbled into some weird multi-dimensional rift or something. This can't all be linked, can it? I have to be losing my mind here. Wait a minute. I realized that there was one significant omission from the diagram. There's still no indication of where Richard's head is. I studied this blueprint in more detail to find any clue as to where this head may be, but I didn't find anything. I shook myself to readjust my focus. I was getting lost in all of this lore and myth of the place that I needed to remember the situation I found myself in. When I shook my head, my eyes clapped onto something familiar in an otherwise unfamiliar environment that stunned me into disbelief. A brown antique box, which looked suspiciously like the one that A had taken from his very room. And to top off the strangeness, lying next to it, looking ready to play, was the Ouija board. Fuck that, I thought. What is that doing there? That's supposed to be at A's house. I shuffled over to the box to inspect it. This was definitely the one that A had taken. Had A been back here? I opened the box and had to stifle a scream as a shiny skull greeted me. The skull had a symbol drawn on its forehead in black pen. This can't be. They spent ages looking for it and never found it. A had to have seen the skull. He had to have seen everything that was inside the room. Why didn't he say anything to us? With all of these discoveries being too much to handle, I didn't realize that I'd begun outletting my shock as I whispered by asking these questions to myself. I ended up nearly pissing myself when I received an answer in response to my questions, before feeling the back of my leg behind my ankle being sliced and falling to the floor as a result of the instant shock of pain and loss of control of my feet.
Why did you not tell us about the black ghost you saw?
As I lay on the floor, writhing in pain as my Achilles started gushing with blood, I shone my torch up to see the shine of a metal blade with my blood dripping from it, and nearly fainted when I recognized its owner. It was A. I puffed as I felt my body shut down from the shock and blood loss. What the fuck? Story to pretty much everyone I've gotten really close with, and I usually get a mix of different responses, but the two that I get the most are that I was dreaming and somehow interpreted it as something that happened to me in real life, or I was too young so there's no way I could remember what happened, and or that I'm just getting memories confused. There is, without a doubt, no way that I imagined or dreamed this. I'm 100% certain I was fully awake, and whatever I saw really did happen. I must have been around 4 or 5 years old. I don't remember my exact age, but this happened in the first house I lived in as a kid, so it was definitely around the very early 2000s. still, it was a noticeable gap. I vividly remember one night when I woke up in the middle of the night. I was facing the wall and I remember feeling like something was about to happen. Just pure dread and nervousness. I lay there, just staring at the wall and the gap, scared for my life for some strange reason. My eyes slowly adjusted to the darkness as I lay there, when out of nowhere, a black furry hand rose out of the gap between the bed and the wall and swayed back and forth like it was waving at me. The best visual representation of what this thing looked like would be the Grinch's hand. I know, it sounds kind of weird and comical, but it was all black and hard to make out. It just swayed back and forth like it was saying hello to me, but in a very exaggerated way. It honestly scared the hell out of me because I just started crying and screaming. My mum woke up, picked me up off the bed and held me in her arms. Whenever I would cry, she would try and calm me down while walking around the house with me in her arms, and showing me things to try and distract me and get me to stop crying. She walked towards the kitchen and started showing me all the pots and pans and dishes in the dish rack, and whisper talking to me and trying to calm me down. Eventually, I did calm down and she carried me back to the bed. At this point, I was 100% awake and fully aware. She walked to the foot of the bed so we could both get on without disturbing and waking my dad up. As soon as she put me on the bed though, I immediately saw the furry hand laying right next to my dad's leg, slightly twitching. My mum was trying to lead me to my spot on the bed, but I didn't want to move because that thing was on the bed, and I didn't want to touch it or step on it. She was gently forcing me to walk on the bed, and I made the effort to step over it. I tried to tell my mum that there was something next to my dad, but she was probably more concerned about going back to sleep after having woken her up in the middle of the night. She didn't understand what I was trying to tell her. I just laid there on my spot on the bed, facing away from the wall this time, trying not to move. I must have fallen asleep at some point because that's all I remember from this night. I'm 21 now, and I don't think I'll ever be able to logically explain what that thing was. I know for a fact that I was awake and not dreaming. I'm fully aware of sleep paralysis, and while it does sound like something someone might see during a sleep paralysis episode, it doesn't explain how I saw this thing on the bed when I was coming back into the room. I'm really curious if anyone has had a similar experience like this, or known someone who has. There are tons of people who have had paranormal experiences with ghosts and shadow people, but I've never heard of anyone who experienced something like this. This is a traumatic encounter that I had in May of 2012. It was a Saturday night and I went out to the bar with friends. We were dancing and being obnoxious, of course, and this dude just kept looking at us. I didn't pay him much mind. He was cute, but I wasn't in the mood to talk to some stranger. Anyway, I progressed and one of my friends gave him my number, without my permission by the way, and he and I are no longer friends due to his disregard for anyone but himself. So, dude texted me, okay. I responded politely and we ended up having some decent conversations. We actually had a lot in common. Movie taste, music taste, general witty banter. I'm including this so you understand why I chose to go out with this stranger. 2 weeks later, we met up at the same bar. We hung out, had some beers, but he was drinking pretty excessively. My dad is an alcoholic, so it's always a red flag for me. He seemed to be handling himself well though, and a So I self-medicated with OxyContin and shit. I pulled back, but he put his arms around my shoulders and pulled me back. I felt my ear knock against his teeth, and my whole body grew numb with fear. This is when I noticed we were alone. I'm gonna go use the restroom, I said. I needed out at this point. A final flight kicked in, and he looked really strong. I'm not done, he said, squeezing tighter on my shoulders. Just let me tell you this. I pushed my elbows against his ribs, casually but forcefully. I didn't want to escalate anything, but I needed the hell out of this. I really have to be quick. I'll come right back, I promise. I put my other hand on the bench we were sitting on, using the force to try and propel me up. This fucker pulled me back down though, and he chuckled like it was cute or something. Sorry. Just stay. I have something important to tell you. I remember he started rubbing my arm like he was trying to soothe me into complacency. So I screamed. I screamed loud. I screamed words I hoped would alert that I wasn't just a drunken loudmouth. What the fuck? Seriously? What? He said to me. I remember the smell of garlic that had gone away, and the alcohol was all I could smell now. It triggered even more panic in me, as it was reminiscent of my father's alcoholic outbursts. I screamed for my best friend Ashley, and still, no one came out. It was one of those patios that was fenced in with a large, thick metal door to get back into the bar. There were no windows to see into the bar either. I still didn't struggle physically. I had worked with individuals who had severe aggression and behavioral disorders, and having been trained to believe that the more you physically fight, the more it escalates, I didn't want to do that.
Listen, the voices, they aren't as bad anymore. I medicate with alcohol now.
He said, but he didn't sound mad though. He seemed kind of confused, like he didn't understand why I was so incredibly fucking done with this.
My ex, she may have been a spy. Listen, I stabbed her by accident. Kind of, anyway. She left me. You look like her, and I like that, okay? I just care about you. I want to be with you.
Yeah, it's because I'm
The smell
not
of garlic
talking.
suddenly came back, and I felt my body grow a little limp in resignation. And then the door opened. A loud clunk as the metal hit the brick. Laughter. Ashley's laugh. I looked back and Ashley's laugh stopped, her body still. Get to the bouncer, I said, calmly again. I am so grateful that I de-escalated situations for a living. It probably actually saved me from instigating further. The dude let go of me quickly.
Still a bitch. You're gonna rot.
At that point, I stood and ran, or walked fast, or did a silly slow run. I don't know. The adrenaline was pumping and nothing seemed real. All I know is that I headed straight towards my friends. The four of us ran into the bar, right behind Ashley, who already had a bouncer with her. After I saw Ashley and the bouncer, I sat on a stool and just fell apart. I was sobbing and shaking and heaving. The bartender gave me so many napkins to blow my nose with, eventually giving me an entire stack of them. Everyone had heard about the situation, so nobody bothered me. My friend stayed with me that night. Everything was a huge blur after I got out of his grip at the bar. I actually don't remember talking to the bouncer or the owner, who banned him for life apparently. I don't really remember writing the encounter in my journal or eating an entire pizza by myself. The next day, I changed my phone number immediately. I avoid the area where that bar was located, and I don't really go out that much anymore. I went through the worst case scenarios in my head, and that only escalated the anxiety from the encounter I had. My therapist helped me a lot after that. G'day mates, it's B-Buster here. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Thanks again to the Hive members that bravely shared their stories for us all here. And I hope you guys are all doing really well.
Ow. My goot.
lovers with amazing yarn dyers from all over the world. Each month we send multiple skeins of the very best yarns, along with patterns right to your doorstep. You'll love the fantastic selection, not to mention the great savings you get compared to retail price. Yarnbox is passionate about helping customers find new and exciting yarn.
My school has this nice wooded area surrounding it, and if you follow either way in or out of the school, you'll end up in a little shopping area in front of the school. Now, I like to take little walks through the woods to help clear my mind or just be alone for a bit. However, I'm not sure if I can ever step foot in those woods without thinking about what happened tonight. There was a home football game this evening. My brother wanted to go, and naturally, my parents forced me to go. The law of twins, the worst law. Now, I only stayed for about 2 periods or quarters before walking around and forcing myself to socialize a little bit. Even though I didn't like most of them, it was better than the football. During the 4th quarter or something like that, I asked my brother if I could go back to the car, which was parked in the shopping area across the way, so I can start it up and be ready to go by the time he walks over. He gives me the keys to our shared car, and I make my way to the car. While walking through the parking lot, I decided to take a quicker shortcut through the woods, and that's when the craziness started. I swear that I could hear someone walking behind me, but every time I turned around, I was met with an empty trail. I found this odd, but dismissed it as paranoia. I just kept walking, but I began to feed this paranoia, and eventually I was able to convince myself to speed up to a brisk pace, so I could avoid getting snatched up by this invisible threat that was pursuing me. As I sped up, I realized that the footsteps I kept hearing wasn't my mind fucking with me, but actual reality. I looked behind me to see a guy in a black hoodie sprinting after me. Panicked, I began to pick up my pace. I could see the edge of the woods and the lights of the shopping center before 2 other hooded guys jumped out in front of me, forcing me to take a left into uncharted territory. I could hear all 3 of them screaming obscenities at me. I didn't even know who these guys were. Their voices were filled with the strongest of spite and the darkest of intent, though. It was horrifying, and I wouldn't wish the experience even upon my enemies. Eventually, I found myself in a neighborhood at the northern end of the woods, and
I hate
turned
donuts.
around to see nothing chasing me. I stopped to catch my breath and cried. I couldn't help myself. Words they said were too violent, even if they were teens. I didn't know if they were empty threats or a promise to something that I could see in the future. Eventually, I calmed myself down and walked myself back to the stores across the street, found my car, and locked the doors the second I got inside. I didn't even use my phone. I just scanned the area around me, making sure these creeps didn't follow me. And that was good enough for me.
First Marshall Auto Auction, the largest public auto auction in the Midwest. A huge lot, a huge selection of vehicles that must be auctioned now. Come and compare our prices, our cars, our trucks, our SUVs, and more. Why would you want to pay more? You must see this to believe it. Here at First Marshall Auto Auction in Harvey, conveniently located between I-94 and I-57. Wednesdays, gates open at 5, auction starts at 6. Saturdays, gates open at 11, and the auction starts at noon. Minutes from Chicago, First Marshall Auto Auction, 398 East Sibley Boulevard, Harvey.
So, this event happened 3 years ago in May, the very end of the senior year of college, when I lived in Indiana. It's a pretty small college town, but had a large student population, 40k plus students. There's not much to do outside of the town, since it was pretty much in the middle of nowhere in central Indiana. Some of the surrounding area was pretty sketchy and had known crackheads and meth heads, but they usually hung around gas stations and laundromats and just kept to themselves.
No. just touched
I was
my
living in the heart
clothing.
of downtown, where all the bars were. In my neighborhood, maybe 50 yards from the bars, was where the majority of the fraternity and sorority community lived too. And my street was pretty empty at this time, as most of the other students had left and went home for the summer as well. So, at night, it was kind of dark and vacant looking. But there happened to be one flickering street light next to my house that was on. Now, I lived in a 2-story 8-man house, the only house and largest living space on the whole street. The rest were just apartments, with my fraternity brothers. This was an old barn-style house and had 2 doors, one at the front and one on the side leading from the porch. My room in the house was the smallest, and in the corner part of the 2nd story. My room had one small window, but you couldn't see any light from my window unless you were in a very specific spot, standing outside of my house. Out of my 8 roommates, I was the only one to have a final exam on Saturday, the last day that final exams were offered. All of my other roommates had already moved out a day or 2 before. It was Saturday, at 1 p.m. when I just got out of my last final exam, and I felt so relieved. I went back to my place and started cleaning out the house, leaving used furniture and random stuff outside on the sidewalk for garbage pickup. My roommates didn't clean out everything, and we'd get charged on our lease if we didn't. And I didn't feel like getting charged, so I stayed and cleaned out the house that day. As I was mindlessly cleaning and putting stuff on the sidewalk for trash all day, it was about 5 p.m. and I was on the 2nd floor of my house. When all of a sudden, I see a vintage sky blue pickup truck pull up next to my junk pile outside. There was this old hick-like looking man with long grey hair and a ponytail, and an old fat woman with scabs and marks on her arm who stepped outside of the truck. They both started rummaging through the stuff I had just put outside. I thought that they were meth heads or something, and didn't want them near me, so I go outside to the front to make my presence known. When I go outside, I didn't say a word yet, but this man and woman look up at me with an intense blank stare for a good 5 seconds, as if I had caught them red-handed doing something wrong. At that point, I had a gut feeling that they were up to more than just looters looking for used junk. After 5 seconds, without a single word from either of them, and not even a hi or a hey, mind if we take this, they quickly divert their eyes back to the junk and haul off 2 or 3 items from the pile and place it into the back of their truck. The old man and woman get back into their truck and drive off suspiciously slowly. I watched them drive off until they were out of sight. I thought to myself, okay, that looter encounter felt stranger than it had to be, and I'm not sure why. I mean, the townie looters always come around student housing after finals looking for free stuff, but this man and woman gave me the creeps for some reason, and definitely weren't normal looking. After that, I just brushed it off and thought that they were just the typical druggy weirdos of the township looking for free stuff. Whatever, I thought. Fast forward to that night, around 12 a.m. I was pretty tired of pulling all-nighters, studying for exams and cleaning the house all day. Instead of taking my car and driving to a McDonald's like I had planned, I just left my car in the driveway and decided to make some ramen and chill upstairs and watch some Netflix. I was half asleep, but about 30 minutes later, all of a sudden, I heard a loud bang, and what sounded like the side porch door being slammed closed. I thought the bang sounded odd, since no one should be here, but I was too tired to check it out. I rationalized that it was probably just a car door slam of a student in the apartments adjacent to my house. I continued to just watch Netflix. Not more than 3 minutes later, I heard the same loud bang again, but this time, the hair stood up on the back of my neck, and I knew for sure that it was really the side door this time, since I knew that sound well. I froze, and my heart dropped into my stomach. I'm totally fucked here, I thought. No one was here to help me, and I'm really tired, vulnerable, and defenseless. I slowly get out of bed and tiptoe to my door and crack it open to peek out to see if any lights were on the downstairs, or if I could hear any footsteps on the first floor. But I didn't. As I sit there, peeking through the crack of my door for a good minute or two, I hear an engine revving right outside of my house. As scared as I was, I had to figure out what was going on for my own safety. So I quickly darted to the second-story window that faces the front of the house to look outside. Just as I get to the window, I see an old white, very rusty van cruising slowly by. Now, I'm talking the type of rust that rusted up the entire van that you would pretty much only see in a horror movie. And the back door of this van just closed as I got to the window. Well, the van was still moving, mind you, so I couldn't see who hopped in the back. But I could see the shadow of a man in the driver's seat of this van cruising in front of my house. He was cruising unnervingly slowly away from my house, as if they were on to the next one type of pull away, I thought. At this point, I'm absolutely terrified, and wasn't sure if anyone else was still in the house. Keep in mind, nothing of major value was still in my house, as everyone already moved out. I didn't dare go downstairs into the pitch black, though, to check it out. I run into my roommate's room and lock myself in there, since my door didn't lock. I immediately text the group chat I had with my roommates to ask if anyone else had come back to the house then. And most of them responded quickly saying they hadn't. I text them. I think someone is or was here in the house. My group text started blowing up at that point, and everyone, all 8 of them, were just as curious as me as to what was going on in the house. And they told me to go investigate the first floor and recommended I use my shoe as defense. Bastards. I thought it was clearly stupid and I refused, as I was too scared and didn't have any real weapons or anything to use. As I was in my roommate's locked room, I was flat on my stomach on the floor with one eye peeking underneath the door to see if I could see anything, or even hear anyone walking around in the house. I was really vigilant and waiting to hear something, anything, but I didn't hear anything over the next hour, and wasn't sure if anyone was still there. I thought about calling the cops then, but I figured, what would they do at that point if no one was there? And I was way too scared to go and check to see if anyone was still downstairs. In hindsight, I should have called the cops anyway, so they could at least check the first floor. But I didn't call at the time, even though I probably should have. About another hour rolls by on my
Musical
lookout.
notes.
I keep fighting my urge to go to sleep, but I accidentally did fall asleep not long after on the floor, and on my stomach, until the next
Here we go.
morning. The first thing I did when I woke up is I went downstairs to check if anything looked different or rummaged through. Nothing immediately looked out of the ordinary, until I went to the back porch door, where the door handle was really loose, and the lock was unlocked. My heart sank in terror when I finally saw how they got in. I thought to myself they must have broken in, saw all valuables and rooms were pretty much empty, and there was nothing to steal. Maybe that's why they didn't even bother coming up to the second floor. I didn't know or care, but I was so glad that they didn't that night. Also, my car was in the driveway too.
There we go.
So I thought either they didn't think anyone was truly home, or a more terrifying option is that they were prepared to deal with someone being home. So I called the cops immediately after that and reported the incident that happened last night. And the cops thanked me over the phone and told me that they'd be on the lookout for the white rusty van. After I hung up the phone, I had a moment of, oh fuck. But right then, I actually considered if maybe those same looters who I saw earlier that day were somehow connected to last night. The chill went down my spine and it spooked me out big time. But I didn't even bring it up to the cops on the phone. I'm not sure why I didn't. Anyway, after I hung up with the police, I quickly went back to my room, packed up my car with the rest of my stuff, and got the hell out of there. I drove back home for the summer, and I never looked back. G'day mates, it's B-Buster here. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Thanks again to the Hive members that
Damn it. Did you say lag or not?
I'm a filmmaker.
Mm.
I love making short films, and the goal of mine is to be creating indie features and owning my own production.
All you gotta do is finish coloring in.
I love all types of films, but for some reason, I always tend to be drawn to horror. Maybe it's because of my interest in the unknown. About a couple of weeks ago, as I was getting some food, I walked past a Salvation Army, which, for those of you who don't know, they sell used items for very cheap. People donate to them. And beside the store was a small section where they toss out stuff that they can't sell. I decided to check it out to see if there was anything good, and there it was. A super creepy toy doll. Now, most people would not have taken a creepy doll home with them, but not me. I thought that it would make a great prop for a short horror film, so I threw it into the trunk of my car. Fast forward 2 weeks later, I've made my short film, but I decided to keep it. It might be worth something when I get famous, you know. A couple of days pass, and it's 3 in the morning, and I'm busy writing a script for a potential short film. My wife is in bed asleep, and with the exception of my PC monitor, there's no other light on. In the middle of my writing, I hear a doorknob turn and a door open behind me. I look back to see that my walk-in closet door was all the way open. Now, I am 100% positive that it opened by itself because we never leave that door open. I get a strange feeling in my gut too, but I quickly ignore it and get back to writing. I wasn't scared, but nothing like this has ever happened to me before. As a kid, I used to turn off all the lights in my basement, grab a flashlight and go ghost hunting in my basement. My sister and my cousin, who were forced to come with me, thought that I was crazy. The next day, I was just cleaning around the house, and I just brought my laundry into my room. When I tried to open the door to my closet, it was locked. I didn't even know that it could be locked, and it stayed locked until the morning after. That same night, at 3 in the morning, as I was playing some video games, I heard a click behind me. The bathroom light turned on by itself, and I'm 100% sure that it was off before. The strange feeling that I had 2 nights ago, it returned too. Just this morning, as I was driving to work too, I felt a hand grasp my shoulder.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Scared the crap out of me.
Hello?
Hi.
The next Thursday, ignore me.
Huh?
My mum and dad have gone out to Scaresville, so I'm alone and I need someone to talk to.
About what?
About. Now, there is something I want to tell you, but I kind of need confirmation from Chelsea first, but I don't know if she'll let me.
You do know I'm live streaming right now, right?
Yes, I know. Hi, everybody who's watching.
Okay. I just want to make sure that you were aware.
Scarlett, one of her internet friends, you might know me for either my Instagram account or my Wattpad account. Either one's fine. I don't really give it out. I don't really give it that much when you know me from. They're both completely different and both portray me as 2 different people. But it's the same person, I promise. Why do I always get so nervous?
Trust me, I get nervous too when I live stream.
What would you say if I said I nearly punched someone this morning?
I punched someone?
Like, what would you say if that I wanted to punch someone, not you, but me? How would you react if I said I really wanted to punch someone this morning?
You wanted to punch someone?
Yes.
You act like that's a big thing.
Because it is, because I'm a pacifist. And I really wanted to punch someone.
But that's like for you, not for me, because I would punch somebody. I punch people all the time. You should see how red my freaking...
In the UK, during my part, from Nels class, you know who I was talking about.
You should see my boyfriend. I punched him so many times the other day, it's like not even funny.
God, you're brutal.
I am. I mean, he punched me too. We were like play punching each other, but
That's just...
yeah, it is, but it's kind of funny.
You shouldn't be hiding people like that. You're supposed to love each other.
We
Like,
do.
take care of each other, not punch each other in the
We
face.
show it by punching each other.
I miss someone a lot right now, but if I told you about it, you wouldn't understand.
I wouldn't what?
Like, there's someone I really miss, and if I told you about it, you wouldn't, like, believe me.
Well, then tell me.
No, because I need to ask Chelsea if I can tell you about it, because it's involved in this secret we have, which you can't tell anyone about. And I don't know if she's online at the... Wait, is she watching the live stream?
Right now?
Or... Yeah, right now.
She's not in it right now.
Oh, I'm gonna have to miss you on Instagram, for fuck's sake.
I mean, you can't tell me you're gonna tell me something and then not tell me, because I'm gonna be curious and I'm gonna be thinking about it all the time. So now you gotta tell me.
Would you promise not to judge me really weirdly or think I'm weird if I told you?
Man, I've done a lot of
So
weird
you
shit.
know this.
I've done a lot of weird shit. I'm not gonna judge you. I'm not one to
Okay,
judge
she
people.
Said yes. She said yes, okay. I really should be saying this on a live stream. Oh god, like, wait, how many people are watching the live stream at this current moment?
Nobody. Because I'm a loner.
Okay, that's good. If anybody comes up, I'll stop talking about it straight away.
Okay.
It's kind of like secret.
Okay.
What would you say if I told you that in my past life I was a princess?
I would want facts.
What if I told you that I actually was?
I would want facts.
Well, I was.
How do you know this?
Oh, that is going to take a lot of time to explain. Trust me.
I got a lot of time.
In due time. It will all become clear in due time. You have to talk to Chelsea about it and everything. He knows more about it than I do. I only found out like last week anyway.
I can't really believe you until I have facts.
Okay, do you remember anyone called Luna by any chance?
Wasn't she like a princess or something that died?
Yes, in a way.
I feel like I've heard of her,
Okay,
but
do you remember anyone called Jewel?
I think so, but I'm not too sure.
Okay. Do you remember anybody called Serena? She was a queen?
Of what country?
That is the bit which I don't know. My friends still haven't told me, but it was like... Well, technically I lived in the castle, so technically did that ring any bells? Like castle or anything?
Not at the moment, no.
Okay, you probably haven't like awakened or anything then. Yeah. There's this thing where like you awaken.
Mm-hmm.
So and you start to remember more of your past life. I've nearly fully awakened, but normally you don't fully awaken until you're 18. Serena normally informs people they awaken when they're 40. They fully awaken when they're 40s. But I think my friend who I told about it yesterday is 15. She remembers. You'll have to talk to Chelsea about it, to be honest, because she knows a lot more about it. But let's just say I kind of had a child with my lover's brother.
Oh my god.
I totally did not know until I found out like afterwards, okay? Because I always thought that it was actually my lover,
Oh God,
My
that's
full
nasty.
name was Lena Scarlett Lux. I think that's how you pronounce it. And the last name means light. That was like my power, my spirit thing. Because you know, like pentagrams, there's like fire, water, air,
Yeah.
and the last one was like in the middle is like spirit.
Mhm.
She knows a lot more about this than me, so if I could add her to the call, that would be so perfect. I'm gonna ask her if I can add her to the call so she can explain. This one didn't explain the whole thing. Yeah, you are gonna need this. Use like Parkinson. You're confused, aren't you?
I am.
Yeah, it can be a bit confusing at first, but don't worry, you'll understand it more soon. If you do start remembering stuff, tell me, because normally the first sign of remembering things from your past life is getting headaches.
Wait.
Have you got any headaches?
So
Like,
you're
remembering
saying-
things which you
So you're
haven't
saying
remembered before?
that I could remember my past life?
Yeah, because it seems, because for some reason I keep remembering someone exactly like him in my past life. Like, I remembered someone like my friend's friend in my past life. I remembered someone who's like one of my other friends in my past life. And I remember someone who's exactly like you in my past life. And just, yeah. It's a bit confusing, but it all makes sense soon. Oh, she can't. Oh, God. Oh, my God. I'm gonna ask if I can add my other friend. Because she probably will be able to explain it. So Chelsea can't, so I'm gonna get my other friend, Soph. I'm gonna ask if she can join the call. Because if she can, I'll make it. Oh, she's gonna join the call, okay. She's gonna join the call. She's gonna sign in. So when she's on, I'll add her into the call. Because, you know, reasons. I just need to wait until she is on. Oh God. Oh my God. Sorry, if I'm mumbling it's because there's this guy called Oscar which Chelsea introduced me to. I think he was like a prince in the past life as well. We both remember him. So like, yeah, my friend's just gonna log in real quick. And then I'll add us to the call. So it might. She's better at explaining this kind of stuff than me. I'll say this now. So if you're not confused by her, then I obviously can't explain it very well. You can probably tell I can't explain stuff very well. It's like starting to stutter now. You can literally hear the shakiness in my voice. Oh my God, I don't know what I'm doing. My voice is really shaky. I'm not sure if you can tell. But like, my voice is like shaking.
Well, I am also shaking right now.
Literally, on Tuesday, I had to have my coat draped over my shoulders because I felt like I was about to freeze to death. Which also relates to my past life in some way, because when I died, it was very cold. I was stabbed through the stomach, but there was nobody in front. So
I don't think you being cold has to connect with your past life because everybody gets cold.
I was like, I'm freezing right now because I was near the door and they said it's making me think of memories and like she decided she should be doing the call. Is she doing the call? Yes, she's doing the call. Yeah. My computer's still loading. My computer won't work and I'm sad, I want to cry. Oh shit. I need to go get my medication. Yeah, I have medication. Fucking pills.
I used to have medication, but I just stopped taking it, and I don't take it anymore.
No, this is actually controlled medication.
I know.
Like, it actually just helped me a lot. I have to keep taking it.
I used to take antidepressants.
Yeah, mine's not exactly antidepressants. Like, I'm gonna take this now. My periods used to be all over the place. And basically what the book said is, I'll give you the after morning pill, but they'll help regulate your periods. So you take like one full thing of period, of tablets, then you have a week off where you have your period, and then you start again the next week with the tablets. Off that. Hey? Hello? Chelsea, you there? Hello? Hello? You might need to explain this to Elise because I think I'm doing the whole job. You might want to be subtle, though. I'm just saying, you might want to be... I'm trying, but it's hard. You have to be subtle. This is why. Can you explain it to me? Because I really cannot. I'm like stuttering. No, give me a second. I'm fucking joking. Sorry, this is why you should always invite me to everything, okay? Why do you want me to invite you next time we go talk? Yeah, my tube's been a bitch with live streams lately. Don't know why. But yeah. God. I mean, I get to talk to Carl in audio, like, I've been able to talk to Frank on it a few times, I mean. Yeah. People have writers liked my comments. I just had to, like, apologize to Ray with the, I was not subtle. And then, like, when Cardi uploaded my scripture I made for him, everybody said they really liked it, and they were just all roasting him in the comments, and I'm like, I did not want this to happen. So what's your friends on? Stream of, like, roasts. So, where's your friends? And I did not mean to. I've told you about this, Chelsea. I've told you about this multiple times. Yeah, I know, but where's your friend?
I'm here.
So, Elise, this is Chelsea. Chelsea, this is Elise. Elise, I told you about Jules. That's Chelsea. I'm also doing that, so. Hi, chosen one. I've already explained the fact that Princess is in our past life. Let me get myself into subtle human mode.
Oh my god, it's too cold.
I'm still shaking from earlier today when we did the drama thing. Oh god, don't. You'll be fine, trust me. That Katie, Dee's gonna get it. Like, I swear, she starts saying I'm gonna fucking ram her to Yeah, Sky, can you just, like, get a plane over to the UK, just punch Katie in the face for me, please?
I would love to, but I barely even have enough money to pay my bills.
I'm also shaking from what we had to do, like the extracts we got. Yeah, it sounds like, okay, I need to be subtle, okay? I think I'm getting a vibe from your friend. I've never felt a vibe this strong, to be honest. Oh god, my empath side is showing. Jesus Christ, someone help me.
Well, now I'm intrigued.
Like, I know she has good energy, so you can already
Can you feel the... Okay, so I'm the one with the strongest intuition here. Well, so does our friend Scarlett, but
yeah, I can look into the past and present, but I can't look into the fucking future.
But I can tell, you can't look into the future yet. I mean, you'll have to fight with for that bit.
Yeah.
Okay, so you've heard of an anime called Sailor Moon, right? Right?
What?
Have you heard of an anime?
Okay, have you seen it?
Called Sailor Moon.
I've heard of it, and I've probably seen a little bit of it, but I haven't, like, watched it.
Good,
so have you seen so have you seen the parts of the past life where they go back and forth to the past life thing?
No.
It's gonna be so hard.
Huh? Yeah?
Yeah, give me one sec.
Is kind of funny that you guys live on an island. Now that I think about it. You live on a giant island. That sounds fun.
It makes me think about Alexander Hamilton, goddammit.
That sounds fun, living on an island.
I am the air. EXA. Like, I can't even sing it. I can't even sing it right. I can't even sing it right because I'm going to shake right now. I can't even sing it right.
So,
I want to cry.
So, guys, my
I
mother,
can't sing Alexander Hamilton right because my fucking voice is like shaking and now I'm sad because I can't sing Alexander Hamilton right.
guys, I'm back. Hello. Sorry, my mother just called me.
Yeah, at least you know I have your contact on Skype tutorial, right?
hasn't it been that since for a year or two now?
You might,
Yeah.
well, you might as well just put me as a Cara.
I don't know if I have someone as Kara, actually.
We should check, and if you don't,
Yeah, I do have someone as Kara.
fudge. You might as well put me as Julian.
Yeah, I can't even remember how to spell it. That's bad.
Jewel. I will type it, because I'm that nice.
Yeah, see, this is why you should have a friend like mine around. She's very helpful.
I have Ruby.
Wait, Ruby? Wait, what is she doing? Is she on the thing? Oh god, if she is, I'm screwed.
No, I'm talking about you said I should have a friend Jewel, but I do.
Ah, okay.
I have Ruby.
I get it now.
I'm done.
But oh my god, that something extra just. God,
Oh
so
no,
so
just don't. Oh god, I had to stab Charlie, which was kind of fun.
I had to be fucking pulled back and circled around.
It was kind of hectic. I enjoyed that.
We knew the Kay was doing when she fell backwards.
Oh.
But I couldn't
But
show
yeah.
her anything because I was scared they wouldn't catch me. So instead I got pulled back and shoved down onto the box and circled around and everything.
You know how Katie is the center of attention.
Yeah, but the thing was she was letting us actually talk. So.
Yeah.
Javier, whenever Katie's in really, really near proximity of me, I'm using drama words here, I don't know why. But she seems to be really nice, but then when she's fun,
She's two-faced.
she'll be bitchy about me. Fucking
She's
shut up,
two-faced.
my old
Literally. Let me dumb it down.
Chelsea, if you met Shannon, you'd fucking punch her.
I want to do that.
I want to punch her too.
Unless you come see one of the things, then you can punch her.
Okay, so I put Jewel in the chat for you.
Yeah, I've done it. I should
Sorry,
really change
I
my
hate
name to
using
Luna,
Scott.
but
It takes up all my
Yeah.
memories.
I want to change my name to Luna, but I'm scared of what people will say.
Just change it to Scarlet.
Yeah, I have it as Scarlet right now. I had it as Frisk at one point.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
I did actually have it as Frisk at one point. In the first name I originally had as Cara, they put Happy Late Birthday Frisk on the 22nd of August this
Oh my
year.
God.
So I put thank you. And then they just sent a heart. I'm just kill me. Then I've got one of my friends from high school is Papyrus. I've got Anya the Peasant.
I can't do Papyrus for some reason. I can't. I think Jacksepticeye did it better than me.
I put Ruby as Undyne, but she changed the fucking thing. I put my friend, another friend from high school as Timmy.
Oh.
I put my friend, another friend from high school, which I've told the thing about, which he believes, as Alphys. She kind of understands, but she can't remember anything so far, but she said she will tell me. If she
Just put
remembers.
me down as Flowey.
No!
Why not?
I want to put you down as Jules.
She sounds offended.
No.
No.
Okay, how do I even start about this? God. I'm getting a vibe from you. This is so weird. I don't feel vibes with anyone. I haven't felt
Is it a
vibes
good
with
vibe
anyone.
or a bad vibe?
Of
It's a
who?
good vibe. It's like a magical vibe.
Of who?
It's of
From
you.
you? From you, Elise. I still don't know if I should call you Sky or Elise, because, like, you had your name as Sky, then you changed it to Elise.
Oh, yeah.
Do I call her Sky or Elise?
I usually go by Elise now. I said I go by Elise now. It used to be Sky, but I changed it because Sky is my OC. No, but Sky is my OC. Elise is me as a persona.
Yeah, Sky is my OC, and it's me as a persona.
But when you're referring to me as a person, you refer to me as Elise, as like
Jules just me.
the overseer.
Yeah.
I'm Chelsea, unfortunately.
Please, you can either call me Luna or Scarlet. I don't really mind which one.
I always call you Scarlet because of the past life.
Yeah. Because some of the servants knew me as Scarlet because, like,
Yeah.
versus was Luna.
I think a lot of people knew you as Luna, but they'd always call you Scarlet.
They'll think I'm the goddess and then they'll start faffing around.
Yeah, they confuse you for the goddess.
Yeah.
I don't think the goddess named you after her. That's what I'm trying to remember. And you know that crown I showed you today?
Yeah.
Man, they don't get out of school for like another 13 minutes.
She was supposed to
I
give it to me.
fucking knew something was up with that crown.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm getting excited here.
And then turns out it got stolen, but we don't know who stole it. I was talking to our master.
About her remembering her past life, getting excited like then.
She already remembers her past life, and I'm like, what?
Remember I was screaming and you call me by my element.
Yeah, light, because that's what you're supposed to be known as. When you're waking up.
When it's obviously my element is light and my computer's fucking playing up, so I'm just
I need to
I'll show you what socks I've got on because
yeah, I'm the subtle one of the pair. Yes, I'm the subtle one. The reason why I called you light is because when you awaken as your true warrior, you will be known as light. You won't be known as your princess name.
Here's my socks. Very fluffy. They've got very cool.
So
I've had them for 2 years, and this is the first time I've worn them in like a year. They're so fluffy and so warm.
Reminds me of my cat that ran away.
Yeah.
it's like a soft one with group. Well, of the pair.
I need to tell you this, please, because it's very important.
Okay, so I'm gonna be the subtle one. I'm gonna be the subtle one and tell the story. So, okay, I'm gonna ask some questions first. Okay, these are not past life related, but they're kind of human related, if you know what I mean. So, when you first started speaking to our friend here, did you feel a connection at all? Like a strange connection, like you've known her before?
No.
Okay.
Really crying now. I feel so offended.
I'm sorry.
Hey, it's not.
I felt like I knew you before when we started talking.
It varies.
Even now.
God, it varies. Okay. Have you felt a connection to any sort of element, like fire, water, earth, air, light, or dark, or anything?
We're not trying to kill you here. Just asking questions.
Yeah, I know. I'm trying to be subtle. Subtle what?
I can tell Sky's like freaking out about this whole thing.
No, I'm just trying to think.
Like I said, I'm not gonna explain it. And I don't know why there's two. This is on TV and one. I feel like I should try to
Answer the question.
I wanna say
Do you feel connected to any of the elements?
I wanna say wait, can you name them again?
Light, dark, and spirit also count. Say that now.
I want to say air.
You can type it down. I mean, if you don't want to say it, you can type it down.
I'm not trying to like be mean or anything. It's just after what we read today, I've just been really superstitious about everything. Okay, that's
Okay. This is so weird. Something close to stars. I do remember someone that used to be not obsessed with stars, but kind of connected to them back then, if you know what I mean. Because I knew
Are you
someone
sure
back
it's not
then.
about me? No, I was connected to the moon, wasn't I?
Not connected to the moon, you just enjoyed the light.
Yeah.
Oh, got you.
Someone was connected to the stars for some reason.
Yeah, I remember that as well.
And it wasn't servant. I know that much. No, it wasn't. It couldn't be a servant. Servants are just there for a magical purpose and a castle / palace purpose. You lived in a separate castle from me, but in a different kingdom as well. But the only reason why we took you in because of the whole parent situation. Okay, so I'm gonna be subtle with you. I'm gonna tell you the story about. So you know in Sailor Moon how they have a legendary silver crystal.
I'm not sure if she's finished stuff.
Calm down. I need at least to answer yes or no. So, you know in Sailor Moon, and there's a mention of a crystal.
Mm-hmm.
So, I emailed the creator, and her true intentions was to basically observe someone's path life. Let me finish. Originally she was gonna put it as a crystal of balance, the base of an actual figure in another dimension. It's gonna sound so weird to you. And the dark crystal was the other half to the silver crystal. And I'm gonna go back to the other dimension. Okay. I'm gonna tell a story. Prepare your asses, guys. I'm gonna tell a long ass story. Oh, it's gonna be a good one.
I'm ready.
Sit down, kittens. Chelsea's about to tell a story. Is everyone ready for the story?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I'm gonna put a gazillion years ago because I don't know how long this was because my memory is shit. Basically, some chosen one, aka Sailor Moon, in this dimension's case, a chosen one was sent to find a crystal sword. It was in connection to the goddess, aka Luna. Yes, our goddess is Luna. Yeah, I know, that's the only thing that they could reference to the past life was the goddess's name for some reason.
Yeah.
And the orb of the goddess kind of kept the power of the crystal sword alive.
Mm-hmm.
They tried to find it to protect their world from being covered in darkness for all eternity. And in the Dark Kingdom, I guess, I'm going to call it the Dark Kingdom because I don't know what else to call it. Because, yeah. They sent some sort of warrior for the same thing, except it was to use the sword for evil and completely cover the world in darkness. And then once they ruled that world, I guess, they would take over Earth. Because, as we all know, Satan's just a pussy, really. I mean, the government's just doing his business for him, which is kind of weak. Literally, compare Satan to the enemy back in from, I guess you could say, minus Scott's dimension. Compare him to that.
Okay.
Satan is all bark and no bite, basically. So they were sent to find the same thing. And so the chosen one and the warrior kind of got into this massive fight over the sword, and it kind of split in half.
Even though I'm a warrior, it wasn't me. I'm gonna
Okay.
Okay. So, the crystal sword split in half into light and to the dark, and the chosen one obviously got the light, the enemy got the dark, and yada yada yada, has the same sort of power, blah blah blah. And apparently one or the other has to get the other half of the sword in order to gain a lot of knowledge, a lot of power, and just...
It was just beat everybody else.
No, not to completely defeat it, but just to keep them at bay a little longer than usual.
Yeah.
It's just not like bay. Because you can't balance out evil. It's kind of a point of the balance. That's what we have yin and yang. Like, to just basically translate it. What's wrong with you? I'm stupid. So, this chosen one was born into a royal family in a kingdom. I'm going to type down this kingdom. It may or may not be there.
You are, I wasn't. Just saying now.
I'm typing it down. I'm typing down the kingdom.
Because we've all two different, like...
I feel like at least it'd be confused between the game and the kingdom because, you know, stupid video games. Damn it.
Sick.
So she was... Oh, I just gave away the gender. Oh, no. So, she was born to a royal family of some sort, connected to the goddess because the goddess chose the king because he was part of the brotherhood that was given the task to take care of the orb, which eventually was stolen by one of the members of the brotherhood. I know, a big shock. Yeah, I know, we weren't expecting it, but you know, and the orb was supposed to be given to the chosen one in the end to keep power the sword until the chosen one would find the other half for the sake of the world.
Mhm.
And alongside, over the years, this chosen one would forget about their true existence and would be given these guardians that were originally meant for the goddess, but for protection until she realized her true purpose. Those being the main four elements in connection to spirits, that would be fire, water, earth, and air. But for a last resort, just in case, light and dark. Scarlet being one of the elements, light. But she came in the form of a princess into another kingdom. I can't remember what it was called because stupid memory.
Mhm.
I know.
If I actually have another purpose, which I still don't understand about.
Yeah. So.
I was as a princess, but I was actually a warrior, but then I got...
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to say, Scarlet. If you don't. No.
It's easy for me to explain because it's about me.
I know this isn't as subtle as I thought it'd be, but Scarlet here was originally...
I screwed it up, okay? I screwed it up. I'm sorry, I screwed it up.
Okay, I'm gonna carry on anyway, it's okay. So, Scarlet was supposed to take the form of princess as an undercover thing, but that kind of backfired for some reason, because basically, she was not, technically she wasn't born to, she was given to a family, but she kind of grew up in the family, so considered as a proper family, and in the end, they kind of, I'm gonna put this in a nice, how do I put this in a nice, disappeared.
Oh.
Yeah, I actually remember they were actually kind of kidnapped by, I can't remember who. They were the same people who kidnapped at one time before you know, the thing I told you about earlier where I got
You weren't exactly kidnapped, I think you were being held hostage as a blackmail or something. I think this is for blackmail.
It was the same people.
Oh shit. Ironic. Not that ironic, but...
because they didn't get me. They didn't target me. But I still managed to get saved by my lover, who's called Finn, who I still can't find in this life, and I'm just freaking out about me because I don't know where he is. I don't know what it looks like.
I need to finish off the story, so it kind of makes sense. So Scarlet was given to her family in princess form, where eventually she would realize her true purpose as life, but she'd been used a lot, so hence why she was a princess, undercover princess, but she kind of grew into that. So,
Mhm.
I think everyone knew, but they didn't want to say anything because they knew eventually she realized, but she lived a life. She gave birth to a child. She got engaged, but never really lived to see the wedding because she's still salty about it. I can pick it out. You can see it in her face. She's like, bitch, I never got to see my marriage.
That's funny.
I'm not pinched in the couch. If I move up,
It's
it's
like-
gonna kill me.
It's like, bitch, I'm salty.
Because my uncle, well, not my uncle, fuck, never mind. The uncle of the chosen one, the quote-unquote uncle, the brother of her father, basically he was working for the false god, aka Icarus, who,
Betrayed us, the fucking bastard.
wait,
Sorry.
Icarus was the original traitor. He kind of worked for the enemy.
Oh god.
But he kind of posed as an ally, so he could get through to a lot of people and make sure evil took over the world as soon as possible. And my uncle's still evil. I'm like, oh, for fuck's sake, why do I keep saying my uncle? I should be subtle. The chosen one's uncle. I'm just gonna say it. Fuck's sake. The chosen one's uncle had like this big army of minions, and he was plotting to get through to the chosen one and the power
Mm-hmm.
and the sword because the elements, the elemental guardians and the chosen one only had access to that. But again, chosen one didn't know.
No one told them.
Yeah. So during the you know how that this big day of destruction thing for the Moon Kingdom is kind of similar to what happened back home. I'm gonna say home because it kind of was home. Scarlett's gonna get upset. It's okay, Scarlett. It's in the past. I know it's important. But
Again,
it's in the
how
past.
you can remember.
So, like Elsa said, you need to let it go.
Hey, but just
Don't
really,
kill.
really salty about it.
Yeah.
She's so salty.
I got really salty yesterday.
So-
because of everything. I feel like that's like.
Because, so the chosen one, after getting engaged and having a child with her childhood friend, who she's known for a long time, and they were kind of fated to be together, decided to run away instead of doing something about it because, again, no one decided to tell her anything. So she kind of ran away, and the uncle managed to find out. So he managed to send his minions and capture her in the same place where her mother was captured. Because the uncle was jealous of his brother because he had pretty much everything that the uncle wanted. So I could understand why, but it doesn't.
Basically, a salty.
The 10-year-old's mother, well, the 10-year-old now being nearly 18. So it was a distraction so the uncle could go off and kill Scarlett because Scarlett was about to tell me as she just realized
Scarlett's
what her
face.
true plot was. But unfortunately was killed.
And I was about to meet my brother there in like a few seconds before.
And that's when you realized you were like, oh shit, I'm a warrior. Oh my god. I need to tell
And then he just fucking stabbed. And I just got fucking stabbed by an invisible force.
Oh god.
And I fucking blew up to death.
with the dark crystal sword. I know. God, like, what the fuck? And
Yeah. I seriously
and
knew I was going to die. I didn't think it passed out and then die.
and the chosen one didn't realize that
No.
yeah, and the chosen one didn't realize that their mother was still alive but was captured in the same place.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I still feel bad that I didn't have to find out how I died.
Yeah.
If he saw what was going to happen, he could have stopped it, but he wasn't.
Yeah. Exactly.
Because I want to tell him a story, and I wish I could make it up to him, but I can't.
It's not your fault. It really
But
isn't
it
your
is.
fault. No, it's not. You can't blame yourself. You sound like me. Okay? So, eventually the uncle
I
decided
just don't want you to
the uncle decided to kill the prince, and this because he knew that it would trigger me. He knew that I would sense. Oh, why am I saying me? It would trigger the chosen one. God damn it! I just made it obvious who it is now. Fuck's sake! I'm so stupid. So he decided to trigger the chosen one by killing the prince, like the lover, who she was fated with,
Mm-hmm.
and the dark crystal sword. So at this point, she kind of got it like that, and then that's when she decided to. That's when she just this whole new power just emerged out of nowhere. Crystal sword was something within her, and it's this ultimate power. She broke free and she ran. She found his dead body, and he kind of died on her 18th birthday. I know, daughter kidnapped, brother and sister kidnapped, pretty much, mother kidnapped. So when she died, I guess the world kind of died with her in a sense, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
And it wasn't destroyed. I mean, it kind of resolved itself when she finally awakened in this life. So her mother was still alive, and the mother kind of knew about it. So the mother used all the power that she could to send all these people to Earth, living, having a first human life in separate timelines, like the 1500s or something, and then being able to reincarnate in this modern age where technology has rise so they can communicate with each other and find each other and everything. So yeah.
But
Yeah,
you found.
So as I just spoiled it for you guys, I am the chosen one, aka.
I already know this, though. You're not technically spoiling it for me.
I know, but I just spoiled it for our friend here.
Yeah.
Hi, their friend.
Yeah.
Hi. So now you know princess.
Wait. What?
Because technically the Guardians would have taken form as princesses, so technically princesses of their element, but they're not, if you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Especially not me.
So
Don't even get me started. You know, I will literally.
Oh,
If I ever go to Australia, I will slap them all day.
And I had to persuade Chelsea that I fell over.
And I knew she was lying. I was like, guys, don't lie to me. I know you're lying, but I'm not gonna question it because fuck that. But you know what?
I managed to just about persuade her that I fell down a hole and hurt myself.
Like, I was like, bitch, why are you lying to me? It's like, why?
I mean, I also got poisoned by hitting the leg with a butcher knife, boys when I was pregnant, and then I managed to get poisoned after I was pregnant.
You know how Sabrina gets.
Yeah, but I think I might know who poisoned
Don't
me.
fuck with the vampire queen who's the element of light for some reason. I know.
But she fucking hated me. She wanted to kill me. Yeah, I never told you, but she actually said to me at one point, I wish you were dead and I want to kill you. But I won't do that, otherwise someone will find out. So
I mean, her sister is a stronger influence
Technically,
though.
I can say it now. I mean,
Her family is a strong.
I can't find her. But if it turns out that it's Katie or someone in the college class, I'm going to fucking flip. Like, seriously.
She is like the second queen of Auraria, because her sister's the first queen, and her sister's like the element of dark.
But wait, we don't know if Katie is a past life. But she definitely acts like Queen Serena. She acts like how Queen Serena acted around me.
She's not Serena though. I know who Serena is. I've already spoken to her a few times. I kind of met every adult young.
Okay. You send me her contact so I can ask her why the fuck she was so salty about me.
No, I don't want to talk to her. I don't want to talk to her fucking traitorous bitch. No thanks. I hope she dies in sunlight.
The fuck?
Nah.
Talk with her about what the fuck
comment to her, the spirits are all
Otherwise, I'll be really salty and pissed off for the rest of my life about it.
Hey. Serena isn't relevant, okay? Apparently, her family know how to kill Icarus, but Icarus isn't dead because I would have felt it otherwise. It wouldn't have been that short. She literally, apparently, took her like 2 minutes to kill him. It doesn't happen just like that. It takes time. Like, Icarus is one of the most powerful evil beings out there. He wouldn't have just done.
Sorry, I'm angry or anything, but it's really not helping.
Like, if he was really gone.
So many emotions from today.
Yeah. Yeah, but Scarlett, wouldn't you think that if he was really gone, would have felt it? And he's not gone? Because I would have felt it too. Everyone would have felt it. Even Oscar would have.
I'm just trying to not get emotional.
It's okay. Literally.
Like, I literally burst out crying, like, yesterday. My mum was with me, and she's like, why are you crying? So I said, I don't know. So if I told her about
Just say it was important. Like,
yeah, she talked to me about NCS, and she said I could do I could actually help during the summer.
I'm not gonna do
Like,
that.
of everything. So I told her it was about NCS, and she was like, don't cry about it. And I'm like, but I won't be able to do any of the things where I have to teach them to have to. And she's like, teacher will do that. You just help thing. I'm just like, okay, so I eventually calmed down and did my homework. Yes, I delayed doing my homework because I started fucking crying. I'm burning up the most of it. Like, guys, if you read, like, Elise, if you read what we have to do today and related it to my past life, you'd understand why I feel so fucking emotional right now.
Yeah, but at least you didn't lay on the sidewalk. You were in an alleyway. And you weren't bleeding to death.
Yes, I was. I passed out and I bled to death.
Yeah, but that was like,
Oscar
how...
fucking found me. And then he had to tell my mother that I was killed.
Wasn't it the day you died, wasn't it before the day you died, you went back to your palace?
No.
When did you go back to your palace? Because I know we kept you in for a
I was
bit.
scheduled to the same day that I got killed. That's why he was meeting me there in the alleyway.
I think you went back down early. But before you were killed, I know you went back there early. I think.
I didn't.
Yeah.
I didn't. I went down the alleyway early so I could get there before Finn, otherwise, shit could happen. And then I got killed. Because I was supposed to go back to the kingdom with Finn and my child to say that I was now actually a princess. And that I was going to get married. I had an heir to the throne.
I swear my family's palace is a flippin', like, a target for killing royal members from, like, different kingdoms, because I know we kept in a few people.
Like me.
Well, it was actually just you, but you know.
Yeah.
Wow.
I'm a special. I'm speckled.
So, like,
They're very saying special, but
special fucking me.
don't make fun about my special fucking needs. But I swear to God, I will try and punch someone.
Bro, I have special needs too. You know that, I told you.
But I know, like, she has depression, anxiety, that shit.
Mm-hmm.
ADHD, aka autism.
I used to have ADHD, but it got ruled out.
Yeah, I'm just Asperger's.
Same.
Which fucks with people's emotions.
Yeah, remember the first time I told you?
One fucks with people's emotions, and two makes the target bullying, and three just fucks people up, basically.
Yeah, Ruby has that too, and she deals with all that as well.
And they're going to catch shit. That's why those people say they're
You can't catch autism.
Exactly! They thought they were going to catch it.
Wow, that's...
The first time I was...
They were going to catch it, that's why I always felt low.
Like, the first time...
For it, they used to, like, think I was weird. I got bullied in Italy every single science lesson I had. That's why I always sat at the front, in front of the teacher's desk, on my own. Like, since people bully me.
Yeah, like the first time people, like, didn't realize I didn't realize at the time myself because my mum was still trying to figure out.
I got diagnosed when I was 13, and that's when I told
Yeah.
Wait,
Like,
what?
I remember
I really
being
I really fucking hate thinking about it now because I'm just like, I'm such fucking idiot for doing that.
yeah.
Sometimes I
right.
think I should have actually used a knife or a razor blade or something. Then other times I think I shouldn't have done it at all.
You literally shouldn't. Like, I already showed you what happened today or last night. And I don't want you doing that.
You gotta fucking trigger Alicia to help me.
Huh?
Please, you might want to tell Chelsea. It's like, I told
You might as well tell me, like, in a private chat.
About
I
what?
remember the first time.
Let's just say Elise has cut before. Let's just keep it at that.
I literally just relapsed like last week.
How many times? Because she's done it loads. I can't even keep count. She probably has, but I don't want to trigger anyone, so.
It doesn't matter because
Yeah.
I already relapsed last week. I was clean since like May.
You're fucking kidding. You relapsed.
Yeah, that's why I haven't been as active.
You should have
It's like
told
the,
me.
Well, I haven't really talked to any internet friends or really anybody. I mean, my boyfriend has been helping out a little bit. You can't thank him though because he did come into my house and he took all my blades.
Yeah, but you didn't tell me you relapsed.
Yeah. I haven't done it since last week though.
Elise.
So it's been about a week.
Look, I know someone on Instagram called Hands Recovery. I know you follow her, Elise, but I've been helping her so much. Like, I'm not even joking right now. I've been trying to help her, and from what I can tell, it's kind of helping, yeah. She is struggling because she's purging all her food because she's got an eating disorder.
Wait, who?
Wait. Hands Recovery, like, she changed her name.
Oh
The
yeah.
Hands Struggles on Instagram, yeah.
Oh
Chelsea,
yeah.
do not follow if you want to be triggered, trust me.
Huh?
Nothing.
Okay.
Okay.
Elise, I'm gonna send a picture to school. Wait, did you leave?
No.
Oh, okay, I'm gonna send a picture into the chat, and I want to ask if you remember it.
Is it a picture of how you look like back
I'm
then?
gonna have to send it in the chat because Jack's being a dick with me.
Is it how you look like back then?
Oh god.
I'm psychic. I know this. I'm not really psychic. You know that. I'm not fucking Raven or anything. I'm
Oh god.
just me. Oh my god, I hated shopping today. Literally, right? So I got back home, and then I was on a call with my boyfriend and his mom, with my mom, because we were FaceTiming him on her phone.
Oh my god.
Then
That
she
must
got,
have been
then
very
she,
awkward.
then she clicked like that. His mom and my mom clicked like that. I was like, that.
Man, that's me, cause my
And then we had to go shopping. Worst experience of my life. We had to go to Primark. Hated it.
I love Primark.
It was packed. I don't know how. It was packed on a Thursday afternoon. It was packed.
That's why I go on a Friday. I normally go on
I
Thursday. Normally when I go on a Thursday, it's not packed.
It was packed for me.
Oh god, next month is Black Friday.
So I had to look for an outfit for next week because he's coming down next weekend, as I've already told you.
Wait, what day are you going to Nando's?
Yeah, but now we have to go to Harvester because my sisters want to go to the Harvester. I'm like, why?
Well, if you haven't eaten me, I'll be Nando's.
I was craving Nando's, but my sister wants to go to the Harvester. I was like, fine, we'll go to Harvester. Jesus Christ. As long as I get to look.
Harvester has like the salad bar which they do at
I'm like, bitch, I swear. Complaining that anywhere is too far.
Oh my god, Scarlett.
This is the facts that have gone down in that person's like in DeviantArt, like with all the pictures and stuff.
Oh.
Seeing loads more pictures which I haven't seen is triggering so many memories.
Wait. What picture did you send to Elise?
I was
What?
trying to send that one with the spawn.
Yeah, I knew it was
But
you.
she's using a different version of Skype, so I couldn't delete it.
Girl.
You can send it to my Instagram.
Delete
I
the
do
fucking
it.
picture off my phone.
Just send it to my. You can't send it to my Instagram.
I'll try if I can find the picture.
Did I tell you guys the story of what happened last year on Cab Day?
No.
Okay, well, you know how I like the cab a lot, right?
Yeah, I was actually listening to them this morning.
Ah, that's good. That's good. I haven't listened to them in a couple days. But it was so the Cab Day is like where all the Cab fans celebrate like when the album was released of Symphony Soldier, and that's April 29th, right? So last year.
I don't know, but I only listened to the cab that exactly.
So last year, it was really the day after April 29th, and I realized I was like one day off from Cab Day, and so I was like kind of freaking out and like just being dramatic about it, and I ended up spilling applesauce all over me and Ruby.
Oh my god! The picture's not on the DeviantArt.
The what?
That picture which I was going to send
Yeah.
on DeviantArt.
Oh my god. Sorry.
Find it on the
Again.
DeviantArt account. but I can't
Isn't it
find it.
DeviantArt?
I can't find it on the DeviantArt. Did they delete it? I swear to God, if they deleted it, I'm going to freak out.
Hey Scarlett, do you know Animal? If you don't know the reference, what is wrong with you? Scarlett,
The
it's
only
what
anime
Jin
I watched
said to that guy.
Black Bottle, Italian, and another one which I can't remember the fucking name of at the moment. Because I'm
Scarlett, have you
freaking
not
out.
seen that video of Jin saying, do you know Animal?
Did you send it to me?
No, I'll send it to you. But my phone's gonna be a
So I
bit.
probably haven't seen it.
I'll send it to you.
Oh my god, I literally cannot find the page and it deletes itself on my phone.
Damn it. Do you want me to send? I think I have the picture. I don't know.
Oh yeah, by the way, Sky, we were looking forward in dresses and it was just like cute.
What?
Oh my god.
Does our friend here like BTS?
Chelsea.
Yes.
Well,
Guess what? Oscar is live on live.me.
I don't want to watch. I deleted Live.me, and plus you don't actually have to watch him. I think because I literally just spoke to him, and he was telling me about the whole crown situation.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think was it Tuesday?
What happened Tuesday before?
I can't remember if it was Tuesday or not. Me and Chelsea were looking at dresses. And we found them with
Oh
dresses.
yeah. You might want to send. Does our friend here like BTS, or does our friend here know BTS?
I don't know.
What is that again?
You don't.
You'd have to tell me. Doesn't it stand for something?
It's a K-pop group, really attractive, hot K-pop group that's pretty much taking the whole of the States right now.
Oh, I've heard of K-pop though. I don't know.
If you've heard a song called DNA, played on the radio, which sounds like it's in a different language, that is BTS.
Probably yes.
Okay. You might wanna send Elise here a link of DNA. Oh my god, by the way, DNA just reached 100 million views.
No
On YouTube.
fucking way.
I'm not even kidding you.
You're fucking joshing me.
I want a chameleon so
Like
bad.
literally, do you want to know how many views my script has got?
Huh.
What, the one with Codlin?
Yes. Want to know how many
Oh.
views it's got?
How many?
You won't believe me. I'm gonna say it anyway.
Just say it.
15,193 views.
Oh my god. 15,000. Oh my fucking god. I am so proud of you.
I want to see it.
157 comments.
Oh my.
Somebody put Sundray on the outside, Danzray on the inside. Love it.
He is a fucking Cinderella, I swear.
And somebody put, you know when you just need a new coding video because you've seen those other ones 1,000,000 times. Yep.
Yeah, same.
Oh my god, somebody replied to that comment saying, Blackpink in your area.
Someone like Blackpink. Oh my god, it's the Blackpink thing. Yes, 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 yes.
Somebody put LMFAO the way you deepened your voice and, oh my god, please. Sorry, the YouTube name is Kylo Ren and I'm freaking out. Somebody put, what are you listening to? Me, BTS. Oh, I think I heard of them. I heard they were okay. Me. They were amazing. Not to say they're bad or anything, just sort of people told me. Dude, they were fabulous.
Read the NCR comment.
It's like,
Didn't someone talk about NCR?
Hmm.
okay, I'm gonna send it now. I'm gonna stop kind of going like a crazy lunatic. Okay, now this one is the script. There we go.
How's the new script, by the way?
I'm sorry, I'm having a bang all the time right now. What are you
My phone
doing?
hates me. My phone hates me.
Nothing. Oh, you're not doing it.
Now.
Okay, I'm gonna see if my computer will actually decide to do what I want to do. That teaser you showed me, just, oh my god, my sweet baby. Do you remember that teaser you showed me with all the girlfriends? Where they all kind of died? My sweet baby. I'm talking about June here, by the way. Louise, just in case you're wondering who I'm talking about.
Okay.
My sweet baby. My mum's calling me, so I'm gonna have to end the call now. Bye.
Bye. I learned nothing.
It happened. Now, I'm not sure what is the cause of all of this, and I don't want to speculate, but I'll update you guys if anything else happens. I don't know if this creepy doll has anything to do with this. I'm currently at work, but I'll post a photo when I get home. I've had some weird encounters in my life. I've been robbed or mugged. I've been creepily followed by a guy that asked me if I believed in angels. But if I had to pick just one, this one certainly takes the cake. Let's go back to 2005. I was 20 at the time. Young and foolish me decided to move to Mexico City alone and try to make it as an artist. So, as many of you may know, between 2005 and 2009, crime really escalated in my country, especially those that were drug-related, as well as kidnapping and muggings. I took a job at a call center to pay for my expenses while I studied. was exactly behind the driver. The time seemed to stand still for a minute, and it felt like forever. And even though life didn't flash before my eyes in a traditional sense, I could only think about my parents, and I wondered if this was the way I was going to die. And then the man next to me spoke.
Keep your eyes closed. We're not robbers or kidnappers.
Great, I thought. Scout's honor. Then he proceeds to tell me a slightly elaborate, yet completely ridiculous and implausible story of why they boarded my taxi.
Listen, we're running away from the car that's behind us. You can open your eyes for a second and see. Do you see? Just keep still and it'll be over soon. We're not bad people. We'll drop you near to where you live. We just need help.
Even though I was sure that the taxi driver was part of this scheme, they verbally mistreated him and asked him to shut up and keep driving, although he remained silent and calm the whole way. The guy next to me then just hilariously contradicted himself when he started searching my backpack. He also did a body search and checked my pockets, took out my wallet and called me by my name. I never knew I could hate the sound of a name that much, but the guy kept searching, so I raised my hands to show him that I didn't have anything else. The guy on the front seat was a different story. He sounded incredibly jumpy and agitated. Maybe he was on drugs or something. I wasn't crying, screaming, or making any noise. When I raised my hands, he unnecessarily yelled at me. He said, "Keep your hands down, bitch." What, do you think I'm about to karate chop all three of you and jump out of a moving car? I thought. The guy next to me sensed the tension and exclaimed,
Listen, just try and stay calm. I'm sorry. You actually seem pretty cool. But things are tough. In any other circumstance, we'd be friends.
I almost chuckled. I don't condone your lifestyle, but I won't judge, I said. But as he was keeping my belongings, including my old LG cell phone, I couldn't help but think of the irony of how he, my new best buddy, just couldn't ask for my number as he was stealing my phone. More time passed, and the front door guy was unfortunately now in possession of my debit card. How do I know, you ask? Because he yelled.
Listen, tell us your PIN code and give us the right one, or else I'm going to hurt you.
I don't know what came over me because my response was, "Don't you talk to me like that?" It baffles me that in a moment of extreme danger, where my life was literally on the line, the fact that someone was being rude to me was what bothered me the most. Hey, you can be a killer or a robber, but have manners.
Yeah, look, don't talk to her like that.
The guy next to me said. While they were now apparently playing good cop, bad cop, I proceeded to give them my PIN code, and jumpy bastard minion got out of the car and took out the money. It wasn't a lot of money, but hey, I worked hard for it, so it still sucked, of course. Typically, in express kidnapping cases, they drive you around for hours until it's midnight, time to get the rest of the money on your debit card. I didn't have much to begin with, so thankfully, they seemed to be ready to drop me off. I knew at that point that they weren't going to kindly let me go near my place, which I feared for a second since they did have my wallet. But these poor excuses for men, they actually dropped me off on the opposite side, almost 2 hours away. They gave me back my empty backpack, opened the door and told me to slowly walk without turning around, and I just kept walking until I knew the car was far away. When I finally felt safe, I sat on the floor of a dark car park and just started crying, mostly because I was relieved. The next thing I had to do was try to get back to my apartment without money, cards, or even a cell phone. The only thing I could do was think to jump in front of a police car in the middle of a busy avenue. Hey, I wasn't exactly thinking straight. And they stopped, and one of them seemed aloof and fed up, like, oh, another girl that was robbed, hooray. Thankfully, the second police officer, though, offered to switch to his personal car and drive me back to my apartment. As I was clearly in shock, he kept trying to make polite conversation about my hometown and what I did for a living. He even offered me some money, but I declined it. I was truly thankful for what he did, and I actually regret not asking for his number so that I could contact him afterward, bake him cookies, I don't know. I just really hope he continues to have the amazing life only monument thanks to the drug war in 2007. But hey, even if I saw a couple of hangings and blood on the streets, I finished college without being kidnapped again. And so, I'll call that a win. G'day mates, it's B-Buster here. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Thanks again to the Hive members that bravely shared their stories for us all here, and I hope you guys are all doing really well. For the chance to have your story feature in a video, you can send your story to my email, which is in the description below. If you would like more scare...
Everything hurts.
I was 18 and female, and had a part-time job working at the door of an upmarket Mayfair club in the London West End as a door picker, as someone who lets people into the club. I encountered some pretty nasty, sleazy, entitled men, as you can imagine, doing this, but it really toughened me up as a person, as previously I lived a very sheltered life. My other half used to say that I was like a fairy dancing through the darkness and not realizing the evil around me, aka very naive. I did this to earn extra money while studying at sixth form college during the day. Suffice to say, I was always pretty knackered. I didn't drive then, and used to take the night bus home, which for all you night workers understand how weird it is to be stone cold sober after a night shift surrounded by drunks. I grew up in London, and by and large found night buses safe as they were well lit, and the driver would always watch out for drunk people making noise or mess. One particular night, I was sitting on the bus reading. It was Crime and Punishment, which has these weird is it a dream or is it not chapters in it. Anyway, I thought I missed my stop, panicked, and jumped off one stop early. If you can picture the scene, it's 3 or 4 a.m. in the morning. I'm walking past closed retail shops with streetlights above on a rather narrow street. The road is on my right. It's dark and the pavement is damp from earlier rainfall. There are minimal cars driving past, and even less people. I text my mum that I'm around the corner, and as I briefly look up, I see a man in front of me in the distance who glances back at me. He, I assume, was drunk, or couldn't see me properly in the dark, so he wasn't aware that I clocked him looking. I naturally slowed down, and as I always thought it was better to show no fear rather than cross the road, I keep on walking, but looking down at my phone, texting my mum at the same time. There is about 12 feet between us, and as I get closer, I notice him quickly move and hide behind a red telephone box, and I can see his shadow facing away from the road towards the pavement, waiting for me to go past.
I don't want to grow up.
Be inspired every day. Be
I
ready
don't
for
want to
tomorrow.
grow up. Yeah. Hello.
My father died about 5 years ago, unexpectedly, from a heart attack.
I'm not only
To
bullying.
say it was hard on my mother and I is an understatement. Our old house in Knoxville just didn't feel like home anymore. About a year later,
Well, no, Dad.
plans to take ourselves and our
Goodbye.
elderly dog Ace on a move further south to a small town.
Goodbye.
It was situated about a half hour from Atlanta.
Can you leave?
Just a few days before we were slated to move, however, I had one of the most vivid dreams that I've ever come to experience. All that was within my dream was my bedroom, a picture-perfect recreation of the real thing. I sometimes wonder if I was in some sort of sleep paralysis state when it occurred. To further add to the dream's realism, in the middle of the night, the street lights right across the street, and they would illuminate through the window, creating a light reflection on the wall perpendicular. In my dream, as I lay there staring at that exact reflection on the wall, I saw an orb of smoke fade in from the shadows. Goosebumps chilled across my skin as I lay there panicked and afraid to move a muscle. Suddenly, it stopped moving, and it steadily hung in the light's reflection as if it was staring at me. Without warning, it spoke to me in my dead father's voice. It said that it was sending something to watch me. Despite hearing my father's voice come from the orb, though, I was terrified of it. I didn't know why, and yet I managed to squeak out a small reply towards it. "What?" I whispered. The orb remained silent for a few moments, leaving an eerily dead silence in the voice's place. Just as quickly, it spoke to me one final time. It said, "Damn, Black." I woke up almost instantaneously, gasping for breath at this point. The nightmare had chilled me to my core. I didn't know exactly what to make of it, especially those two final words. I chalked it up to maybe Dad wishing us well on our move, but at the time, I couldn't shake the feeling that it was some kind of warning. Within the next couple of weeks, my mother and I moved out of Knoxville and headed down to South Georgia. She had managed to find a quaint little house for us, with only one or two neighbors down a gravel road in the middle of the woods. It was a nice fit for us. Probably the best reliever of all the stress that came with the move, however, was our new neighbor's cat. She was petite, older black cat that gravitated towards me almost instantly, and I treated her as if she was my own pet. I left out a can of food once or twice a week for her, and even if I didn't call out to her, when she saw me outside, she would always run up to me. She helped ease my tensions about leaving Knoxville behind, especially without Dad here with us. Less than a month into our new house, I awoke suddenly to a faint coughing noise that sounded like it was coming from downstairs. One important thing to know about our dog Ace is that he has a collapsed trachea. He needs medicine to help calm the condition down, so I'm used to waking up in the middle of the night to give him his medicine. I proceeded downstairs from my bedroom to give him his cough medicine, but I couldn't find him anywhere throughout the house. He wasn't in his bed sleeping, he wasn't in the kitchen, he was nowhere to be found. I didn't check Mum's bedroom, however, as to avoid waking her up. And besides, I wouldn't have heard the coughing if he had been in there anyway, so I just let it be. And that's when I heard the coughing again, but it was coming from further away, as if from outside. I looked over at the side patio door leading out into the woodlands and realized I had forgotten to shut it. And there it stood, slightly ajar. Shit, I thought to myself. He must have gotten out. I immediately ran outside with a flashlight and started calling out for my dog. "Ace? Ace?" I shouted into the neighboring trees. I heard another cough and shined my light in its direction. At that time, it had echoed from down the gravel road. I swear, a path had never looked so terrifyingly desolate before in my life than that night, as I head down the gravel road that led us to our new home. But in that moment, I thought that my dog was lost, and I chalked it up to New House jitters, so I presumed onward.
Ace, come on, boy. Home's this way, buddy.
That's when I heard it, the cough that I'd been following, but this time it was almost right beside me. This time it didn't stay like the dry cough I had been hearing. Instead, the cough had slowly descended into a low growl. I shined my light towards the new sound, and there stood a bright red fox in the middle.
Okay, guys, thank you for watching my live stream. Holy shit, my phone about to die. I am finally done with this picture. My back hurts. I need food. I'm thirsty. So I'd like to thank everybody for watching.